NBA Straya basketball, give me the ball, cause I'm gonna dunk it, yeah! NBA Straya, that's right, welcome back. NBA is back, our long national nightmare is over. We have hoops again, that is NBA. I've been watching, last couple of nights, NBL. Just need that fix, man. Just watching United, Phoenix, that Cairns game, what was going on there? Anyway, this is NBA Straya, brought to you once again by our mates at B&T Sports Analytics. It's Friday, February 20. I'm your host, James Clements, and TGIF. Am I right? I'll tell you what, I would hate to be a tin in a couple of hours because I've got to drive down the beach for the weekend, right? So I'm currently here in Larry Armour Studios. This is going to be a quicker Friday show. Because what we're going to do today, we're not going to wrap up all the games today. I think we've got 10 games in the return to, play today. Then there's some awesome games. I've been watching a bunch of them this morning and afternoon already. But because I've got to go jump in the car, grab the squids from like school and daycare, and then piss off down the beach, we're not going to wrap up all the games for you. We'll do that all sort of next week. But what we are going to do is, I just had that idea the other day. It was on Thursday for NBA Coffee Run. The 5 things I'm most stoked about for the rest of the season, right? I just wanted to expand on that idea a little bit. We've still got some We've got an unpopular opinion of the day, OUTBACK TAKE, our NBA Straya Stat of the day. Again, brought to you by B&T Sports Analytics. All the good stuff, and we'll look ahead to the games over the weekend and maybe pick out a couple of absolute pearlers for you. And I guess the big thing at the top, we're going to talk about tanking. I am so bloody sick of tank talk. Jesus! But it's in the news because Adam Silver has decided that I've got to do something about this, Jim. Okay, so we'll hit on that too. Right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1352 of NBA Straya. Let's go! Oh, look out, here's trouble. It is your mate, Jim, again, doing some spruiking. That's right, because you got to remember today's show is once again brought to you by the legends at B&T Sports Analytics. If you're an athlete, or if you're the parent of an athlete, and you want to improve your game, remember, B&T Sports Analytics are here for you. Just head to their website, go check out their Instagram, and what you can do, you can let them know what game of yours you'd like them to watch, and they will do the rest. It's really simple. It's really awesome. B&T Sports Analytics use in-person or virtual analytics to break down your game and help you get to the next level. They work with basketball, AFL, soccer, netball, and golf athletes around Australia, providing holistic game-based feedback for athletes of all levels, which is kind of the cool thing, right? We're talking pro, amateur, youth sports. It's all there. B&T's team features consultants with experience in the NBA, NBL, WNBL, EuroLeague, AFL, A-League, Super Netball, and PGA, who are all ready to give professional-grade feedback tailored specifically for you. So you can book a virtual video or in-person consultation now via their website, btsportsanalytics.com, or you can just find them on Instagram at BT Sports Analytics. Check them out. It's data-driven sports analysis and consultation that'll make you get to that next level. Go check them out. They're proud sponsors of this show. We love them. They're legends. And this is what it's all about. We're all trying to get a little bit better. They can help you. So go check them out. btsportsanalytics.com or over on Instagram. Right. Back to the show.
Watch out for the shark attack!
Oh, you better watch out to the Jim's back in the, in the lab, aka the rehab. Not rehab for boozing, settle down, for the Achilles and the shoulder. The shoulder's gotten a lot worse over, I think my cortisone shot finally wore off. And it's been a mess. But I'll tell you what, I have been back, 3 weeks now? I think I missed last week after the Super Bowl party because, that wasn't going to happen. But back working on it, and I'm just... everything hurts. Also, I think I didn't mention this on Monday's show, did I? So we did the All-Star recap, etc. on Monday. I played pub cricket on Sunday, and I've got the biggest bruise of my fucking life on my thigh. I'm on the YouTube. I'd want to show you, but I also don't want to fucking scare you. Like, it is terrifying. So that's been not great. So you got to watch out for the attack of the Jim missed the ball and it thudded fair into his fucking thigh because he doesn't wear a thigh guard because he's too tough. And then he spends the next week whinging about it. You better watch out for the attack of that. All right. So what about the daily? How do we start every show? Is it with the daily? Whip around as a gym? Yes, the whip around. So we've got a bunch of news that's sort of like, it's been a very slow news week, I guess, for NBA stuff. And really, a lot of it's been dominated by tanking. We'll get to that in a second. But there's a couple of other things that you might have missed. Steph is going to miss at least another 5 games, seemingly. Steph Curry, which the Warriors are in a pretty precarious position, right? They're 29 and 26 right now. We're going to do a lot of standings talk in the 5 things to look forward to and get stoked about for the rest of the season. But the Warriors without Steph for 5 more games, they've got a pretty slim margin of error over the back third of this season, right? So with every team with like 27-ish, sort of 28, 27, 26 sort of games left, the Warriors to like not have Steph for 5 of those, 29 and 26, they are 2.5 games up on the Blazers in the 8th spot. Now remember, we're going to talk about play-in stuff in a second, but the 8 versus the 9, where 9-10 is just an elimination game. 7-8, you at least get like a double chance. Right? Yeesh. Look out, Warriors. So hopefully he comes back soon. OKC will be without SGA and J-Dub for at least a little bit longer as well. OKC, this has been a really strange year for OKC, right? When they had SGA firing on all cylinders, looked awesome. J-Dub comes back, it all gets a little bit wobbly, and then other dudes start missing stuff, and you're like, huh. So SGA's out with his abdominal strain. He's going to be reevaluated in a week, right? And J-Dub in 2 weeks. So that's another big chunk of time for OKC. And I'll tell you what, that's going to come up again later because not so great. Franz Wagner, hello. Big Franz Wagner. He's out again with his ankle sprain. So he hasn't like rehabbed to a degree that they're happy with right now. So they're just like, all right, we're going to sit your ass down, Franz Wagner. And he's like, okay. And he's out with no timetable to return. Basically, they'll reevaluate him and just go, all right, are you good? And he's going to be like, yes, I am. Yeah. And it's like, okay, Franz. Now, this is a big thing for Orlando. What is that, Jim? Well, they're only in the 7th seed in a very similar position to the Warriors where they're 3 games above 500. And there's a bunch of teams just behind them as well. A half game back of the Heat, 2.5 games back. You've got, look out now, the Charlotte Hornets in the 9th spot. Love that. And the Hawks are only 3.5 games back as well. So this, for me, turns into a big Bada testing ground, doesn't it? This is a lot of Paolo time. It's a lot of Anthony Black just filling in. It's the Suggs, Black, backcourt, Paolo, Wendell. What can you do? Give us some Desmond Bane. Can you sort this out? I don't feel very, very confident at all in the Orlando Magic, which just sucks because I was so high on them going into the season and they have disappointed me quite expertly, aka in the way the Orlando Magic only can. Other news, Kyrie is done for the season. There is a man who cares very little about actually playing basketball, I think, this year. And it's one of those things where everyone's like, Jason Tatum, he'll be back, like, no problem. Kyrie did his knee ages ago. And he's like, fuck that, I am not coming back this season. Like it never felt like he was coming back. Whereas Tatum is just like, I'll just come back next week, bro. It's going to be fine. I only did my Achilles. It's like, what, dude, what? It's like when people to go all NFL Australia for a second, like Patrick Mahomes does his ACL and LCL or whatever, and everyone's like, oh yeah, he'll be back next year. It's like, fucking what? Are you sure? Okay, Jesus. Anyway, so Kyrie's like, nah, peace out. I got a lot of interneting to do. I've got a lot of conspiracy rabbit holes to dig into, right? We all know who's running all this, don't we? We all know why people don't ask the real questions at All Star. That was the thing that Kyrie said. He's like, yeah, man, they're not even asking like real questions at All-Star break. No fucking shit, Kyrie. Hey, excuse me, Nikola Jokic, what do you think about Israel and Gaza? They asked LeBron, hey, what do you reckon about Israel? And he's like, oh, I've answered a question. Now I'm in trouble. And Kyrie's like, they don't even ask real questions, man. What are we doing here? It's like, all right, Kyrie, you fucking idiot. Trae Young, he might be back soon for the Wizards. You might ask, why, Jim? And I would agree. Why? I don't know. Get him out there. Like, he's not going to help you not tank. You know what I'm saying? It's Trae Young. Oh, he's too good for them. No, he's still a bit shit. So may as well get him out there, run him around in a Wizards uniform. You can sell more uniforms heading into next season. Bit more hope. You can see how he gels with your young dudes, and away you go. Right, but the big news, tackling tanking. So you've got a big meeting with all the GMs and Adam Silver going, I need to stop this fucking tanking, Jim. It's costing me viewers. Is it? Okay. So apparently, with a meeting this week and then the competition committee that they've met earlier this season, Adam Silver's trying his absolute hardest to throw his bald noggin into the fray and go, that's it. I'm sick of you guys pantsing me and making me look like an idiot. To which the Indiana Pacers and Utah Jazz responded today by going, fuck you, we're sitting everybody again. Amazing stuff. Fantastic. Well done, Adam. Great job. But what they are going to talk about are ways to curb tanking, which makes sense, right? I fucking hate so much of the draft reform shit that you've heard over the last couple of weeks. We should do the wheel. Shut up, nerd. Fuck the wheel. The wheel is a fucking dumb idea. You know what I love? The idea of the draft lottery, the sheer drama and human emotion of the draft, all the fun shit there. It's awesome. And if you want to go, no, you can only pick in the exact spot that we chose 30 fucking years ago. It's like, get fucked, idiots. But what they're trying to do is like these tiny little measures, and this makes sense. And this is the way Adam Silver and the NBA are going to operate. They won't do the whole fucking, fuck it, the draft's gone, it's a free agency. Fuck. Again, I think that's fucking stupid too. Because I feel like the draft's a free agency. We're going to have all other sorts of fucking problems of people trading away decent players, and it's like suddenly they're tanking for cap space, not just for draft picks, right? You see how this gets, like, these people are always going to find a fucking way to find a loophole to help their chances to get good young talent, right? This is how it all goes. But what they're looking at so far in this competition committee is first round draft picks can be protected only for top 4 or top 14 plus selections, right? So top 4 where you've jumped up or outside the lottery. And I'm like, that's fine. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date. You know what teams are just going to do? Tank earlier. That's a fucking dumb idea. I hate it. No longer allowing a team to pick in the top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. This is one of my easy fixes. Quite simply, you can't pick within 4 spots of where you picked last year. Right? Just bump in the lottery. Like, you can't fucking, all right, last year we picked second. Now I got number 1. No, you can't pick higher than number 2. Sucked in, dickhead. You can't pick higher than number 6. Real sorry, but that's the fucking rules. Simple. Anyway, but yeah, the consecutive, top 4, finishes or just banging them back, basically punishing you for being continuously shit is a very good approach I like. And I think that's what we should be looking at, right? Consecutive bottom 3 finishes, you can't jump into the top 4. The highest you can pick is 5. Basically, you got to fucking try hard, idiots. Teams can't pick in the top 4 the year after making conference finals. That's a good one, I guess. Sucked in Indiana Pacers this year, right? Fucking hell. But that's also like, the Clippers giving OKC their pick this year. It's like, wow, the Clippers have to give it to him, but it's number 5 now, so it's not the top 4 sucked in. I don't mind that. Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. I also don't mind this. Rolling odds based on sort of your ineptitude over years. But then also punishing that ineptitude is probably the best way to do it. And flatten odds for all lottery teams. I've fucking yelled about this now for literally years. Fuck it, just do it. They flatten it enough that like tanking is actually like a little bit more viable now because you've got better chances to jump up. But I also think like if you just flatten it for everybody, they just go, fuck it, we better just keep trying. I don't know. We can sort of figure this out. So we'll see what they do. It's pretty interesting, but I'm glad that they're at least like kicking around some of the non-dumb fucking ideas, right? And a lot of those dumb fucking ideas like draft free agency, I fucking hate. The wheel is fucking stupid. But look, there are tweaks. I think we can get it. Tanking, I think, is only super duper egregious this year as well because we've been hit by a spate of injuries, which speaks to the length of the fucking season. And if you motherfucking rich assholes don't want to cut fucking games out of the goddamn schedule because you're too afraid of losing $10 million from your $1 billion fucking business, fuck off, right? It's very simple. You'd lose fucking 4 home games if we chop it down to 74 games per team, etc. Maybe 5 if you want to go all the way to 72, but whatever. If you guys don't want to fucking simply like tackle the root problems here of like, oh, well, people keep getting injured. The schedule's too long. We can't put enough onus on fucking some of these games. Tanking is fucking rampant. A third of the fucking league is now tanking. Well, what's the fucking problem here? It's the structure, it's the length of the season, it's the injuries, and it's the incentive to be shit, which means you get cheap, good talent at the end of it. And I think people are getting way too over the top about this shit. Yes, the tanking is going to suck for the rest of the fucking season. You know what? I don't fucking care that much, right? I'll talk about this in a second, but the entire point of that is to make the shit teams better. And we've got this fucking era of parity right now. And it blows my mind that the NFL can do tank, like just basically go, we're going to do a reverse order thing and fuck off. And it's much harder to tank in football because there's less games, all this sort of shit. And obviously with the NBA, with basketball, it's much easier to change your fortunes based on a single draft pick. But by the same token, like the free agency shit, the wheel and shit, small market teams being left behind and small market fans, that's right, fans of the NBA who don't live in giant fucking media markets and love their team and hope that their team can get a superstar somehow, but they're not going to fucking sign them in free agency, right? How do they get it? The draft. Fucking everybody just pump the brakes, right? Just because this year's going to be a bit fucking psycho because you've got really good prospects at the top, settle the fuck down and calm the farm. Some tweaks here and there will be good. We can make the system better, but fuck me. Everybody wants to just fuck shit up completely. It's just stupid. Right, 5 things with this in mind to be stoked for about the rest of the season. There's been so much doom and gloom in the NBA for the last couple of weeks. All-Stars fucked. It's all shit. Third of the league's tanking by All-Star. Adam Silver doesn't do fucking anything. I agree with a lot of that. But you know what I love? Basketball. Also tins, but also, basketball. And you know what I really fucking like? Watching basketball. I like watching competitive basketball. So if we can get it to that point, that'd be good. But these are the 5 things that I mentioned on yesterday's NBA Coffee Run video. I'm going to expand on them just that little bit that I'm really fucking excited for the rest of the season, right? And I think this is the thing that stands out most to me about all of this NBA shit. They have a really, and I've yelled about this for, ages now, like a horribly long time. The NBA really fucking struggles to get people excited about the NBA, right? To get excited about the NBA games, the NBA players, what the players do while they're playing games and shit. And this is like a real sort of consequence, I think, about shining such a big light on player movement and trades. Oh, who's going to get fucking traded? Oh my God. Guess what? If you're just making about player movement, you're sort of taking away the focus on the actual games and like your season and what's happening. And I feel like NBC has done a pretty good job of this year, Amazon as well. going, oh, you know, it's fucking pretty good. These players, we should watch them. This is good. Let's see them. And then the in-game problems are still there, right? Like fouling at the end of games is still fucked. Like we can start in games on time. There are things that we can do to make NBA basketball better, right? But I still do fucking love the NBA. And the NBA is a really big problem of convincing everybody to watch their games because their games are fucking awesome. I love basketball. I love watching basketball. I love talking about basketball. Jim, you've already been talking for about a half hour about basketball. I'm like, yes, I'm going to continue for a bit longer. But still, the NBA marketing itself, marketing its games, its stars, it's been shit at it for fucking ages now, right? And that's why the entire thing about the handover from Steph and LeBron to like the next generation, who's the new face of the league? I hate that fucking talk. Because you know who will choose the next face of the league? The fans. And you're fucking doing a shit job of catering to them. So it's on you, you fucking idiots. But with all that said, I love basketball. Let's talk about things I'm excited about. The race for the number one seed. This is number one on my list. The race for the number one overall seed as well, that is. Because OKC, Detroit, and the San Antonio Banderas Spurs right there at the pointy end. So I did the power rankings yesterday. If you saw that video, Detroit are at number one. Spoiler alert. I'm not going to do it in the big show today. I think I talked about that, but I'm just going to run out of time. But it was Detroit, then San Antonio, then OKC. OKC is now 42-14, right? J-Dub out for 2 more weeks. SGA out for at least another week. This is where it gets all a bit fucking squirrely, doesn't it? Because the Pistons currently have the best record in the NBA win percentage. They're 40-13, 42-14 for the Thunder. So that's a .755 win percentage versus .750. Just behind the Thunder at 38-16 are the San Antonio Banderas Spurs. And the Spurs have been real fucking good. 14-7 since the start of 2026. The Pistons have been even better. They're 15-5. OKC is 13-9. And it's going to be, like, it feels like that'll probably continue apace just with all the injuries they've copped. And, I mean, when you've got basically, what's that? 13 losses to 16 losses separating the top 3 in the entire NBA. This basically means there is so much fucking up in the air about who is the dominant team this season. There's like this sort of weird hesitance to crown Detroit because they go out in the first round of the playoffs last year. They give the Knicks a bit of a fucking run for their money. This year, they're tough. They're the bad boy Pistons. It's awesome. They trade Jaden Ivey. They've got Kevin fucking Huerta, the Ginger Ninja Red Velvet. But I don't know. It's going to be a fucking weird rock fight that you get into with the Detroit Pistons because you think about them, it's like they and the Celtics and the Thunder have got the best defenses in the NBA right now in terms of opposition points per game. But overall, it feels like Detroit playing in the East with all those other shit teams, they're going to be feeling pretty good. OKC's got the second hardest remaining schedule because, again, they're in the West. Detroit has only the 7th hardest. And the Spurs, only the 10th hardest. So, could we see the Spurs actually give the Thunder a bit of a run for their money there? Amazingly, and especially in the West, right? So, the Spurs obviously have played the Thunder a bunch of times already, won the series, laughing. OKC, though, having the second hardest remaining schedule is pretty fucking crazy. They've got to play Detroit twice, the Celtics twice, the Nuggets 3 more times, the Knicks twice, the Lakers 2 more times, and Cleveland again. Whereas Detroit, they've got to play, obviously, the Spurs again twice. They've got 2 against, as I just mentioned, OKC, 1 against the Knicks, 2 against the Cavs, 1 against the Lakers, 2 against the Wolves. So it's pretty tough there, but they've also got some, you think about their games against the East. They've still got 2 games to come against Washington, against the Pelicans, 1 to go against the Pacers, 2 more Nets games, this sort of stuff, right? So Detroit feels like it's got the inside track. You look at the Spurs, they've still got 3 more games against the Nuggets, which will be fascinating. A game against the Rockets, a game against the Knicks, against the Raptors. They got 2 more Sacramento games, though. It feels like Detroit probably are going to be okay and probably end up with the 1 seed overall. But the Spurs, I feel like, are still almost learning on the job. Doesn't it feel like they're 38-16 and I don't think they've even fucking come close to touching their ceiling. Between Fox missing time at the start of the season, Castle, Harper, Victor Wembanyama, next to Carlton Johnson and Devin Vassell, it feels like they have an absolute fucking torrid stretch in them at some point. So I kind of love the idea of the Spurs ending up with the West 1 seed. So I'm just saying, keep an eye on that. I'm very excited for this run because that Thunder defense is still fucking psycho. But we're also just going to get to this point where if you don't have SGA, if you don't have J-Dub, it's already fucking hard to watch the OKC Thunder score sometimes. But if we're going to get to this point of oh, shit, bro, right? If they don't have those guys for another couple of weeks, the bottom could fall out of it pretty quickly. Defensive rating 106.3 for the Thunder. That's the best in the league, ahead of the Pistons and ahead of the Spurs. And offensively, the Thunder are 4th overall. So they're still really fucking good. But without SGA and J-Dub for a little bit, just saying, I'd be a bit worried. Number 2. After the race for the 1 seed, what's my second favorite thing to keep an eye on for the rest of the season? Cleveland. That's right. I mentioned this the other day, I think, didn't I? Since the start of 2026. That's the year we're currently in. Thanks, Jim. 15-5. 15-5. That's best in the NBA. Tied with the Pistons. That's fucking awesome. Why is that, Jim? Well, because now they've got Harden who plays. Because for all his faults, at least he fucking plays. Darius Garland, just the sheer in and out nature, ramping back up. Everything's kind of always hurt. Oh, he's fucked again. The unreliability was always a bit of a kick in the dick. I love me some Darius Rucker, Judy Garland, don't get me wrong. Harden next to Mitchell, it feels like their games are complementing each other already very well. We'll see how they go. But it feels like the ceiling is the roof for them, right? Who fucking knows? Already going 15-5, and then now you've got Harden. Now you've got Dennis Schroeder, and Keon Ellis. They've got more depth. This is a team that I fucking loved coming into the NBA season. To the point where I'm 60-plus wins. Lock it in. They are currently 34-21, so 60-plus wins would be pretty fucking remarkable because it means they'd lose one more time. So I might be a bit off there. But still, 9-1 over the last 10, 15-5. The thing about the East is the Pistons are so fucking, they're 6 games up on 5.5 games up on the Celtics, 6 games up on the Knicks, but only 7 games up on the Celtics. So that's kind of the thing. Keep an eye on Cleveland because we could turn around by the end of this season and they could be the 2 seed very fucking easily because Cleveland is now only 1.5 games back of Boston, 1 game behind the Knicks. They're playing the best basketball of anybody and they're going to get Mobley back. That's also the thing that I am fascinated by this team because they've been doing this last little bit without Mobley. Harden turned fucking Jared Allen into skinny Shaq, which was fucking crazy to watch. But they're 34-21. They've got my boy Kenny Atkinson behind it all. I love him. I'm excited. And I kind of feel like this is still one of those perfect Cleveland teams where it's like regular season juggernaut. Who the fuck knows when we get to the playoffs? Now you've got Harden. He's a bigger fucking playoff question than anybody basically in NBA history. And here we go. I fucking love the idea of this Cleveland team over the back half of the season. Well, back third of the season. That's right. We do love us some Cleveland. You better believe it. Number 3. Tankathon. Yep. But Jim, you just said the fucking tanking's a bit... Yeah, the tanking is fucked. And as I said, there's like a third of the NBA is just like, oh, yeah, we don't really want to win much now. So in the East, you got 24-31 Chicago. 23-30 Milwaukee. It's not Algonquin for the good land. Though they have won a couple of games out of nowhere. Brooklyn at 15-38. Indy at 15-40. Siakam's away from the team today for personal reasons, that sort of stuff. Brooklyn, I think, have just sent Michael Porter Jr. to go hang out in the Bahamas. Like, He's just like, I don't want to play anymore. And they're like, that's fine. So in today's games, Brooklyn are currently down 30 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So yeah, it's play the kids' time. But that's Michael Porter Jr. is actually playing in that game as well. I saw it earlier. I was like, that's funny. That's them going, we don't want to get punished by Adam Silver. Look, but this is kind of like the sicko shit, right? Brooklyn 15-38, Indy 15-40, Washington 14-39. In the West, the Grizzlies at 20-33, the Mavs 19-35, Utah Jazz is a soft J 18-38, New Orleans 15-41, and the Sacramento Kings having lost 14 straight 12-44. Sacramento have already sat Levine and Suva for the rest of the season. We know the Jazz keep fucking with shit. But the Tankathon stuff, this is the real sicko stuff that I actually fucking love. Right? Yes, Brooklyn are getting their fucking shit pushed in by Cleveland. But if you are really, really into Ye Goddamn, jump on board. You want to watch some Nolan Traore with me? Fuck yeah. You know, this is like the Washington Wizards, like, you want some Keyshawn George, baby? We got you, right? I don't mind it because you're just going to see some weird fucky shit. And they're going to try to do, and like this is going to be kind of funny because like every team is going to try to do this thing where it's like, we don't want to antagonize Adam Silver, who will slap us with a $500,000 fine like he did the Utah Jazz the other day. But you're going to see like this sort of these weird janky lineups. It'll be also for your super coach, for your fantasy, a fucking goldmine. Because there's just going to be weird dudes balling out for a third of the fucking NBA for the last third of the season, which is kind of chaos. And this is kind of the fun part. Everybody's so like, but it's not competitive. It's like, I don't know. Some of these guys play pretty fucking hard. Some of these games are all right. Some of them just get a bit fucking sideways. You know? Maybe not Brooklyn, Cleveland, but for the moment, you've got a fucking Indy Washington game that's tied 96-96 with like 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's two one-legged men in an ass-kicking contest. I'm kind of here for it. So, yeah. Chicago, like, they're just trying to play 87 guards at once. It's just all a bit chaos, and I'm always on board with a bit of chaos. Like, I think the tanking shit is a bit overblown. Yeah, some of the games will be a bit shit. You know what? There's other fucking good games. And that's what blows my mind about so much of this shit. There's other good games. Yeah, the fans will be at those games. Hopefully, if those teams are trying to fucking like play a competitive game of basketball, that's all we ask. Right? A good old-fashioned fucking try. Just have a crack. Otherwise, if you want to watch something good, there's other good games on. Fucking everybody settle down. The last two. This one might be one of my favorite ones here. The playoff versus play-in jockeying down the stretch. So a third of the season to go, 26, 27, 28 games left. You don't want to drop out of the top six, right? It's just you want to lock in your playoff spot. That sort of spot between 4, 5, 6 versus like who you could be playing in the top seeds. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a kick in the dick, but by the same token, you don't want to be in the position where you're in the play-in tournament and you just lose out and you're out and done. Because I think I mentioned this in the video yesterday very quickly. There is very fucking little separating the play-in and the playoff teams in both the East and the West. I think the 4 through 7 in the West is separated by 3 total games. So that's the Rockets through to the Suns. So the Rockets have got 20 losses. The Suns have got 23. That's only, I think there's there. Basically, it's a 2-game difference because I think, the Suns have got one less win than the Rockets, so they've played less games. And so you've got this crazy fucking mix in the West. Houston, the Lakers, Minnesota, who feel like they're turning a bit of a fucking corner more so than some of these other teams. The Suns, all right there. And then 3 games behind them, you've got the Warriors. But 4, 5, 6, 7 in the West being separated by very little. And then really, like Denver's only like a game up on that too. So you've only got like 3 through 7 separated by 4 games. 4 is a little bit trickier to sort of get over the top. 3 is not that much. But like Houston, with all they're dealing with right now with KD and the alleged burner, they've played like shit for a little bit. they just have this sort of weird, junky vibe to them at times. But they're still okay. They're still 33-20, but they need to get this shit pointed in the right direction. The Lakers, as I said the other day, the next time they play defense properly fucking this season will be the first time. But they're still 33-21. They've still got Luka, Reeves, LeBron, all seemingly kind of back and healthy to a degree for the moment, right? But who the fuck knows what's going to happen with that team? That feels like that's the team with the most wide array of outcomes this season, right? Could they go on a run? Maybe. Because their defense is so shitty, I just don't see them like being able to like essentially outgun three of the other teams in the West for 3 consecutive rounds. Minnesota feels like they're on an upward trajectory where they've gotten Dosunmu. They've got less games. They've already played 56 games too. So they've played a few more games than a bunch of these other teams. So I feel like they're in this weird position where, look out. They could just sort of like cruise a little bit further up these standings, and wouldn't surprise me if they end up as the 4 seed. Then the Phoenix Suns, who fucking knows with this team. They've gone 5-5 in their last 10, 32-23. Brooks got fucking slapped with that suspension, whatever. But the Suns are still kind of like there and hanging around. I don't know if I like their chances of jumping up into the top 6, but also with the way the Rockets and the Lakers are trending, who fucking knows? Like if you just outduel those teams, you're right there within it. So in the East, also absolute fucking chaos. Absolute chaos, because there is only between the 5 and the 8. And you get actually 5 and the 8, there's only 3.5 games. And really between fucking 6 and 6 and 8, there's like fuck all, right? There's 2.5. So because the Raptors are 32-23, the Sixers are right there at 30-24, 1.5 games behind them. 1.5 games behind them is the aforementioned Orlando Magic, who are only a half game up on the 8-seeded Heat, who are only 2.5 games up on the Hornets, and they're only a half game up on the Hawks. So the play-in versus the playoff spots in the East, the Raptors feel super solid, but again, 1.5 games is still fucking a little bit tentative, but they are at least 3 games ahead of the 7 seed. So it feels like the Raptors are going to be okay. They've got most of their talent. They've got their dudes. Teenage Mutant Jakob Poeltl came back. The Sixers are a fucking wild card. Here's a wild card, baby. Yeah!
Why aren't the brakes working?
Because I cut the brakes! Wild card, bitches!
Yeah! Let's go. So, the Sixers, who the fuck knows? Maxey and VJ Edgecamp, it's going to be awesome. Embiid is already back out. He's dealing with like shin soreness because of his knee. Fuck, I don't know, man. But who knows? Can the Magic jump up? Dunno. Can they get this shit pointed in the right direction? Miami feels like a dangerous floater because that's the fucking Miami Heat's modus operandi. Would you be surprised if you turn around and the Heat are 6th? I wouldn't. I mean, yeesh. But the thing is, the Charlotte Hornets, as I said the other day, the greatest team ever. They're currently 26-29. They're only 2.5 games out of the 8th spot behind Miami, playing better than fucking anybody, basically, apart from Cleveland. Because I think, again, since it turned to 2026, your Charlotte Hornets have got the second best record in the NBA. They're 15-7, tied with Boston, right? Behind the Cavs and Pistons. So they're pointing in the right direction. They can keep ascending. And again, if the Sixers drop out and the Hornets just keep on winning, there is a 5-loss difference between the Hornets and the Sixers. It's a lot. But also, the Hornets, again, are the greatest team in the history of the NBA. So, I don't know. I'm so happy I was on them early. I'm so fucking... But again, they lose Miles Bridges to his dumb fighty suspension and Moussa Diabate and co. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen with them? They're currently losing to Houston. And like, this is it. If Charlotte don't have all their dudes, they're wildly gettable. Right? And that's the big problem. They got into fights. They got suspended. They're going to miss a bunch of dudes. So, yeah, it's a bit of a kick in the dick. Anyway. So, playoff versus play-in jockeying. I am so excited because there's like 10 teams in these 2 tiers around the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spots in the East and West. And who knows what the fuck's going to happen. This is why the play-in has really, really fucking worked. Because, yes, a third of the team is like, fuck it, we're tanking. But the other 20 teams are going absolutely fucking hammer and tongs the rest of the year, which is awesome. And the final one is, can I just watch some basketball? I'm excited to watch it. No. I mentioned this on the video yesterday. I just can't wait for basketball to be back. The other one is really the MVP race. Right? SGA and Jokic. Oh, yeah, it's fait accompli. They're going to win it. One of those. Nope. It's not exactly fait accompli. Jokic can only miss like 1 or 2 more games. You've already got SGA basically sitting there going, well, I've played a lot of games. He's played 49, which is okay. Out of the Thunder's, 56? Misses another week. Who knows? Is he going to keep playing enough games? If he re-injures himself? I don't know. You've already got, I was going to say, Luka's only played 42. Jokic has played 39. Kawhi's played 41. Yeah, see? That's where it gets a little bit janky. Could Cade Cunningham win the MVP? Go full Stephen Bradbury. Everybody else in front of him falls down. They don't make the 65-game mark. Boom. Cade Cunningham or Jaylen Brown are suddenly fucking winning the MVP. It is wildly possible. And I am so fascinated to see what happens because, like, if SGA missing this fucking extra week, maybe he comes back and he's still a bit fucking, oh, this isn't great. Maybe he has like another down week or 2 as he recovers properly. Jokic misses 1 or 2 more games. I don't know. Look out. I'm just saying. Look out. Cade Cunningham. Yeehaw! Waka, bitches. Off we go. He's played 47 games as our man Cade. He's also been fucking awesome. 25, 6, and 10 basically is what he's averaging. On your NBA's best, record team, the Detroit Basketball Pistons. Just saying. All right, let's take a quick break. Come back with some yeah-nahs and set you up for the weekend, then get out of here. Right after, let's say this.
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Let's do some yeah-nahs, brought to you once again by the legends at B&T Sports Analytics. You want to take your or your kids' game to the next level. You want to get around our mates at B&T Sports Analytics. Their expert consultants are ready to help you improve, so book in with them today. Basically, what they do is they offer either in-person consultation for AFL and basketball if you're in Melbourne, but also virtual analysis all worldwide. It's awesome. So, as I said earlier, what you have to do, you can basically just go check them out on Instagram via their website, B&T Sports Analytics, and basically go, all right, here's my game tape, here's my film, and they will be breaking it down for you and providing awesome in-depth analysis and data-driven breakdowns, which is really cool. It's an unmatched approach to holistic athletic development and connections. They also offer connections to people and performance pathways you won't find anywhere else. So to take you or your kid's game to the next level, check them out, bntsportsanalytics.com or BNT Sports Analytics on Instagram, BT Sports Analytics. Check them out. Legendary. Right, let's do some yeah-nahs. Brady Poo. I enjoyed this one. Because he sort of just, it was not much of a yeah-nah, but he sort of was like, all right, this is a good one. Completely agree that All-Star Saturday events means All-Star competitors. This is my big thing for All-Star weekend, right? So all the three-point shooting stars and dunk comp contestants have to be from the All-Star teams. You have to, like, if you're on an All-Star team, you have to be in the Saturday night competitions. Very simple. He also adds, I also think a few years ago, they did World versus USA in the Rising Stars game, and it was actually sick. Yes, they did, and it was sick. They've done a pretty good job of that sometimes, but wow, they've fucked it with a million teams playing bullshit. Anyway, when talking about how annoying and how shit Reggie Miller has been at his job for so long while still being employed, Did you forget about Billy Donovan? Yeah, nah. Oh, this is such a great call. Because, to be honest, I think Reggie Miller has been shitter at his job longer than, Billy Donovan. So I'm going to say nah, because Reggie Miller, has just been the same level of wildly fucking annoying shitness his entire calling career. There's never been one point where you're like, wow, this is great listening to Reggie Miller. Thumbs up, right? That's never happened. Not from the start of his career, not to now. And it's always been shit. It's always been annoying. He's always been a fucking dummy. It just sucks. Billy Donovan has just been wildly mediocre, right? Thunder, Bulls, and we talked about this the other day. It's basically just a really good job by him to float under the radar that no one ever fucking cares about Billy Donovan, Chicago Bulls head coach. No one. Very few people have thoughts, vibes, problems. Even Bulls fans are like, oh yeah, he's fuck. Is he good? I don't know. It's chaos. So he's just it's a slightly different one because I think Donovan's been fine-ish. But also kind of shit-ish. Whereas Reggie's just fucking flat out bad and he's still got a gig and it makes no sense. Anyway, it's a good one. Thank you, Brett. Timmy M. You're almost on the money about Wemby caring about the All-Star game. Jim, he just really hates Chet Holmgren and fucking hates losing to him. Ever since France lost to USA in under-19, Chet won tournament MVP, 4-1 this year. Yeah, nah. Yes, this is a great call by Tim. Because I totally fucking underrated the point where Wemby went into the All-Star game. You know who I fucking hate? All you motherfuckers. He's like, I fucking hate playing against the USA. And that was kind of a bit of the vibe, right? He hates fucking Chet. He hates fucking everything to do with Team USA. It's all burned into him from the fucking Olympics, from under-19s. Love it. This might be one of those sort of more, incendiary vibes for the All-Star game. It's just oh yeah, the international comp shit. We need to lean into this even fucking harder. We can start throwing fucking national fucking vibes at each other. Start shit-talking Serbia. I, for one, would never. Because I don't fuck with Serbians. But anyway, France, have at it, But that's a good one. Tim just pointing out, Wemby just fucking hates Team USA. Awesome shout. And Jez Oz, got a yeah, nah for you, or it could be an unpopular opinion of the day. Let's just press the button anyway, because I fucking may as well just double up. Let's do it.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Less is more, or the same is more. Instead of expansion, they should give teams that have been mismanaged over an extended period of time, Brooklyn, New Orleans, Sacramento, I'm looking at you, an ultimatum to shape up or lose their license to another city. Yeah, nah, that is a very unpopular opinion, isn't it? I have obviously, they kind of quietly did this for years with you better build a new fucking arena or you're going to lose your team, dickheads. They didn't do that to the teams in the biggest of markets or the most popular of teams. They did to Seattle, pricks, Vancouver, Charlotte, once upon a time. It is a weird sort of situation. I am obviously very, very, I'm wearing the fucking Seattle hat today. Jim, you're always wearing a Seattle hat. Not always, but a lot. I'm obviously on board with expansion. I think a 32-team league. People fucking getting up in arms. Oh, there's already tanking now. Imagine with 32 teams. Shut the fuck up. We've got more talent in the NBA right now. And there's so much more parity that it's crazy. A team like Detroit. Just look at them. That's built around a number one pick. And then another kind of lottery pick in Jalen Duren and a bunch of really interesting parts that have sort of fit around. Boston, completely different again. The Knicks, that's all been brought in by trades, all of them, right? None of those motherfuckers were drafted there. So you've got this weird mix of team building and all this sort of shit. and like how you make your team better. And I think there's enough talent across the NBA to expand and sort of go, right, we're going to have like, a star in every city. We can get to that, right? If you think about every team in the NBA right now, you sort of look at someone like Washington that now has Trae Young and fucking Anthony Davis along with their young dudes. The Pacers, you got Halliburton, you got Siakam and Zoobs. Brooklyn, that's the sort of thing. Brooklyn have not been able to like forge an identity. Michael Porter Jr. is very good. He's not a fucking superstar. The Bucks, you've got Giannis. The Bulls, they've been fucking treading water because they don't have that superstar. The Hawks, Jalen Johnson on the up. Hornets, you've got a bunch of dudes there, so on and so forth, right? In the West, you look at the Kings, they're like DeRozan and Levine and Sabonis. It's kind of their problem. They don't have like that one dude. But we're talking literally about the worst teams now. You add two more to that. I feel like we've got enough talent that we've spread this out a little bit more. We're okay. But sheer ineptitude over the course of many, many, many years, I think we should actually be more inclined to go, all right, if you're going to keep taking the piss and be shit, see ya. We've got another bunch of owners. We get to just buy you out at this valuation. I'm real sorry, but like you're part of like the 32 team NBA. You got to be good enough to compete. If you go 20 years without winning a fucking playoff game, Sacramento, I mean, that's what before the Fires and Laser series, like fucking hell, should have been moved. But it does. It's a good unpopular opinion because I think it is pretty unpopular. But I can see some of the merit behind it. Like a rolling average of being fucking horrible and shit. Like think about the Wizards. Fuck me. But they did have like these weird little moments of like, relevance. You think about the 17-18 runs with, Brad Beal and John Wall. Before that, Gilbert Arenas, Karen Butler, and Antoine Jamison and stuff. The thing about the Kings, like, Jesus Christ. They're just so badly mismanaged. They drafted 4 fucking point guards. Now none of them are on their team. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, had a bunch of the fucking point guards, fucked it all up, and here we are. The Yaz, they're just still waiting for that really high pick where it's just like, that's the dude. It's not Ace Bailey right yet. But anyway, I do like the idea of the rolling average. Maybe you start fucking like, kicking the tires on being bought out of the 32, team owner sort of group. The new guys buy you out and sucked in. Here's $6 billion to fuck off. Not a bad deal, but still. Outback Takehouse for today. It's Friday at Outback. You know what that means? TGIF, am I right? That's right. 4-for-1 oil drum cans of Foster's. The cans are as big as your fucking head. Go neck them right now. Today's Flame Grill take is Adam Silver actually fucking loves tanking because it gives people a bunch of shit to talk about during fucking February and March. Only at Outback. And if he didn't, he would have fucking fixed it already. Just saying. All right. NBA Straya Stat of the show, once again brought to you by B&T Sports Analytics. I loved this stat. It's just a really quick one. So, who do you reckon has the most stocks this season? That is your steals plus blocks. Now, your answer might be straight away, Jim Wemby, and you would be wrong. Because at number 1, it's 156 stocks for Scotty Barnes. Scoob! How good is that? Out of nowhere. At 144, you've got Wemby. And at 142, you've got Tyrese Maxey. That's a lot of steals. My favorite, though, is coming in 4th at 137 steals and blocks. J Huff. That's right. J Huff from the Indiana Pacers. Number 4 on the stocks list so far this season. That's awesome. And that is NBA Straya's Start of the Show, brought to you by B&T Sports Analytics. All right, let's do a preview now for the weekend ahead. Should we do a quick Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in? I reckon. I probably should. What's Patty been up to? There were rumours about him going over to Europe, wasn't there? Patty, baller Pat. No, he hasn't updated anything. That's disappointing. He's not doing much, is he? February 6th. Reddy doesn't announce itself. Remember that one? Yeah. Anyway, saw a couple of good Jock Landale ones, though. He's got the baby hanging out with the fam during the All-Star break. Very nice. Let's do some game previews then. Game previews. Thanks, Invert and Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? I'm excited to go down the beach. I'll tell you that much. But I'm also very excited to have basketball back. So tomorrow, you can find all of our picks over at Dabble. They all go up there. Doing pretty well for the season still. Still over 55% right, so not bad against the spread. Tell you that much. Cleveland at Charlotte. Awesome game. The Cavs are 4.5-point favorites in Charlotte with both of them on a back-to-back. Charlotte just lost to Houston. Cleveland just killed Brooklyn. Cleveland go on the road to Charlotte. I think I probably trust Cleveland a little bit more, so I'll go the Cavs minus 4.5 there. Indy, Washington. We just had that one. Indy managed to out-tank Washington. They do a double up. They play in Washington again tomorrow. I'll probably still take Washington again. Simple as that. Utah at Memphis. Grizzlies are 3.5-point favorites at home against the Jazz, who have got everybody out again. So we're going to go the Grizzlies. Miami Atlanta's always a fun game. Southeast Division, absolute hammer and tongs vibes. Atlanta going pretty nicely up against Philly today. They're up by 7 with a minute to go. I kind of reckon Miami, with the extra day off, I like them a little bit more. Even in Atlanta, we'll go the Heat minus 2.5. Dallas, Minnesota, we're going to go the Wolves minus 2.5, minus 12.5 rather. Dallas don't have Cooper Flag. Nobody else. It's a rough one for the Mavs fans. Let's go Wolves. Milwaukee, New Orleans. I'm going to go the Bucks plus 3.5 in New Orleans because the Pelicans have got to their dudes and they all suck. The Bucks just play really, really hard. Brooklyn, OKC. OKC going to kill them. Clippers, LA. You got Lakers, Clippers. A battle of LA. I always love that. The Lakers are big favorites. 6.5-point favorites, which is pretty crazy. But it's because the Clippers are on a back-to-back and Lakers will have their dudes. So I reckon the Lakers probably get them. That's a really fun game though, isn't it? And then you got Denver, Portland. Portland, interesting one. Plus 3.5 with the Nugs on a back-to-back. Don't mind that. For the Sunday games, Orlando, Phoenix is pretty tasty. The Vince Carter Bowl. Philly, New Orleans, Memphis, Miami, Detroit, Chicago. Oof. Pull one out for the Bulls. But Houston, New York is an absolute ripper. 12:30 on Sunday. So that's the one I'm going to be keying in on, I reckon. But there you go. You can find all the picks over at Dabble. And that's it. What a week it's been. It's good to have all the games back. We'll be back to our regular programming next week. 3 big shows, a couple of little ones in between for the video stuff. So, yeah, there you go. Check it all out. Big thanks to our show sponsors today, B&T Sports Analytics. Go check them out on their Instagram, BT Sports Analytics or btsportsanalytics.com. Improve your game. Get it to the next level. It's data-driven sports analysis. It's awesome. Go check them out. You can follow us and them, actually, over on the socials as well. We're on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Go check out B&T Sports Analytics Instagram. Check out NFL Australia as well if you haven't listened to the Super Bowl wrap. That was a fun show. And rate, review, star, subscribe across all of your podcast apps. We've also got Jim Does Supercoach coming back next week for next Monday for NBA. Now we'll be getting to the end of the 2-week round. It's going to get absolutely chaotic from here on out too. So check that out. Jim Does Supercoach. We're going to do some AFL Supercoach on there as well if you're into that thing. So rate, review, star, subscribe everywhere. Big thanks to From Ozzo for the intro and outro song, as well as to House Hats, Joshua Delarentis, Fascinated Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Section Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them on your music streaming platform of choice. And that's it. Nothing at the end of this one. I've got to get out of here and pack the car and go pick up the squid. So we will catch you on Monday, dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And later, hosen.